Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for war number 9 of season 43, and today we have a rematch against Legion, who we played and defeated earlier in the season, looking to get above 500 with a win today. Omega Sentinel, Scorpion, and Agent Venom, and yins know what that means. Scorpion and Agent Venom on the team together. It means we have another Kindred boss to hopefully not die to today. We're starting out on path number 2. We have a rank 4 MEPHISTO here. Going to go in here with Scorpion. This is a very, very quick fight. I pop an invuln boost. I'm not really sure why. That was pretty much a waste. I guess in my head I'm like, oh, what if he does absolutely nothing and goes to his special 3? But, it's a rank 4. He dies so quickly here. I think he only even activates the aura like once, and I take barely any damage from it. I tend to over boost, I think, in some of these fights, but it is what it is. So we pop the special 1, he takes a bunch of damage, triggers his regen, and right there I almost get caught by the double special 1 there on the punish. Thankfully I was able to back up in time, and then one more sting burst does him in. Next up, we have a Kitty PRYDE on 14. These nodes don't affect her at all. Going to be using the heal block pre-fight here just to stop her willpower healing. Using the cowardice pre-fight is a bit redundant here since we're going to be removing her prowess anyway with the attack tactic. And this fight is just an absolute slaughter. I don't even think she gets a single special attack off. Without access to a prowess, Kitty has essentially nothing going on here. So we fire off this special 2, apply a bunch of plasmas, and then I think she dies mid-special 1 here. And that was an absolutely disgusting fight. Loved it. Alright, next up we have a KORG here on 25. This defense, by the way, is pretty much the same as it was when we faced Legion earlier in the season. There were very few changes for us, so this is pretty much the same path that I took then. If you remember back then, I made a bunch of bad mistakes in this KORG fight, triggered his thorns too much, just really played it poorly, and I was determined to go in and play this fight a lot better. So I'm focused more on only doing light attacks, of course, when his rock shield is up, and then I'm looking for a good opportunity to fire off that special 3 when I can give him enough power but not too much power, and also when I don't have any of the power stings on us from that 1 too many hits node. So we're just kind of like biding our time, waiting for a good opportunity. One mistake that I did make was that I forgot to activate the heal block pre-fight. So you can see we're putting cowardice debuffs on him, and he is healing, a decent amount here. So this is artificially lengthening the fight, and this is why, like in most fights with Omega Sentinel, I prefer to just have the heal block pre-fight active by default, and I sometimes wish that once you selected one, it was kind of like active for the rest of the quest, kind of like Absorber Man works that way. But so again, it's not making the fight any more dangerous, just giving him extra health and making us take a bit longer. So right now we have a good opportunity to fire off the special 3 here. I think this ends up pushing him over 2 bars of power, and we're going to be doing a bunch of damage here with these incinerates, and then we can just keep them paused with our light combo enders here. So there we go. We've got 6 incinerates, and they're about 7,000, just under 7,000 damage per second. We've got him at the special 2, which is much easier to dex, but I don't even think he throws it here. He's just going to, again, die mid-special, similar to Kitty. So that was a pretty solid fight. Alright, we have a Spider Ham here on 27. Going to go in here with Agent Venom. I had just pulled a 7-star Venom. Like moments after I joined war, I pulled him, and I was a little bummed because I would have tried using him for this fight rather than Agent Venom. So this is supposed to be a pretty quick fight. However, I get like the worst and least cooperative Spider-Ham AI that I think I can ever remember fighting. He is just very passive, goes in, attempts a hit here and there, and really does not want to throw his specials. So this ends up being like a 2-minute long fight, and I will speed it up at some point here. But yeah, I think I parry his heavy attack at one point. Like I'm just trying everything that I can to just get him to throw these special attacks, and he is absolutely refusing to do so. I also think he ends up going unblockable at one point because he gets enough of the debuffs on me. And you can see I did take 1 power sting's worth of damage there at the start of the fight, but with the armor break from the special burst lockdown node, we are healing up most of the way, and we don't have Agent Venom for any other fights after this. So right there is when you saw I parried his heavy attack. That was definitely not on purpose. So he's just, but yeah, again, we're at the point now where he has about 5% 5% health left, and I was pretty sure that one more combo was going to do him in, but I really didn't want to push him over to that special 2 without being certain that I was going to kill him. So here's me spending another ridiculous amount of time just trying to bait out, one special attack from Spider-Ham. He just doesn't want to cooperate. Eventually he does, and we go in, and the next combo does end up killing him. So there we go, finally. And then not even a full combo, and he goes down. So yeah, that fight was probably 30 seconds if he cooperates. So next up we have a HAVOK on 36. Also same placement here that Legion had the first time we fought them. So the goal here is really you don't want HAVOK to use his special 1 at any point. So you apply the heal block with your first combo here, and then you're really just going to do light attacks and block bait and just pray that he doesn't throw the special 1. This is like, I think I called the fight against this in the previous war against Legion like pretty much textbook. This one, he doesn't throw a single special. So this is like the absolute optimal result of this fight is you just keep block baiting heavies right here, and then eventually he gets pushed to his special 2. It takes a lot longer because you're power burning him, but the power burning is also keeping his charges intact, so there's really no danger here of him ever putting any of those debuffs on you and then going unblockable. So eventually we push him to the special 2, and after a full combo it does stick here, I think after this one. So now I'm baiting out the special 2, and the fight is pretty much over at this point. I could have launched the special 3 probably right now and been completely fine, but I think I do end up waiting until he is much closer to death, like, I don't know, 10 or 15% maybe. But yeah, no special 1s in this fight. That's really what you want to aim for. Special 2s are okay. If you do get him to launch a special 1, it becomes a bit more complicated. You have to power burn him quickly before any of those debuffs get on you, or else you're going to have a bad time. So there we go, special 3 to end the fight. And now we come up to Boss Island. We have another rank 5 Kindred boss. I think this is the 3rd one that I fought this season. And we are 1-1 against Kindred bosses. About to be 2-1 though, so spoiler alert, I guess. Gonna go in here with Scorpion. I am big boy boosted, and we got the Rupture Sting active because he is poison immune. I think at this point the war was already won. They had finished all their fights, and we had like a 5 death lead over them. So I wasn't really feeling as pressured as I would have been if we were within like 1 death or 2 death, or if we needed a solo to win essentially. So I'm a little gun shy in this fight with the special 1s, as you're going to see, and that's just, I think a result of me dying to this fight a few wars ago. So it happens. I do have trouble distinguishing between the heavies and the special 1 at times, so I'm just really playing it, more conservatively, more safely, and trying to make sure that I don't get tagged by the special 1. If you get hit by the special 1, you're going to have a super bad time, and you're probably going to die here. So we've triggered the Nightmare Aura. Now it has expired, so now we can restart the rotation. Thankfully, he didn't push us all the way back to our corner, which we would have had no way to avoid the degens there. So just kind of sticking with it here, sticking to the special 1. That taunt puts in a lot of work here. And then this one, I finally get into a better rhythm with the special 1. Punishes, which is what you're supposed to do. And then here, he is about to trigger Nightmare Aura again. So what I do is I push him to the special 2, and then I do punish it, but it's just a second or two too late, and we've triggered the Nightmare Outbreak for a second time. So again, trying to keep our distance to avoid the degen, but also it's important that we stay even a little bit aggressive, so that we don't get backed up into the corner, because that is certain death. So, all right, the aura has expired for a second time, so we are going back in. We are winning the health race here, and around now is kind of when I'm starting to, remember that we're going to need a special attack saved for when he triggers Root at the end of the fight here. So we've got a couple of good punishes now. I'm about at my special 1, so I'm trying to get him to throw this special 1, which should bring him right to the end of his life and trigger the Root. And there we go. So he fires off the special 1, Root triggers, we have the special 1 ready, we fire it off. It doesn't kill him outright, but the burst damage does. So, a little bit of a slower fight than I think the War 1, where I had a really solid attempt against him, but solo is a solo, and I'm pretty happy that I didn't die against another Kindred boss. So we did end up winning the rematch. Shout out to Legion. 6 kills, 0 deaths, and our record has improved to 5-4 on the season. We've got 3 wars left, and typically in Tier 1, you need at least 6 wins to secure Masters. So if we go 1-2 in our last 3 wars, I think we should be good. If we can somehow finish like 7-5, that might give us an outside shot at top 10. Who knows? But either way, if you enjoyed this, please let me know by hitting that like button. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.